a favor.
He did.
You know, I've always thought that Melissa bears resemblance to Chris's wife. Not like 1-to-1,
Yeah.
but, you know.
This is the Joe
Cool.
Gaither
Right,
Show.
I mean,
on BamaCentral.com.
that was just, you know, maybe you'll start to see it or maybe you'll disagree with me. That's just my weird. She kind of looks like her, kind of to me. Oop, let's go like that. Yeah. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Wednesday? It's the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. Hanging out with us in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. We are live on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, Facebook page. You're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral. We cannot wait to have a great time today with Mason Woods and our new friend Brax Garrison of Purple Turtle Roofing. We're going to have a lot of fun today talking Alabama football, talking quarterback play, getting a little John Mateer diagnosis. Did you see the college football playoff last night? Mason said that they're giving Oklahoma some grace for the Texas loss because he wasn't quite healthy. So we'll talk about all kinds of college football playoff news as well as Alabama remains at number 4 in the college football playoff poll before a huge game against the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma at 12. Is that what I wrote them down last night? 12. Yes. So it's going to be a big matchup right here inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, and we cannot wait to get involved with it. You guys can jump in on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you want to call and leave us a message, you can leave us right there. You can find us on the Twitter machine at BamaCentral, at Joe Gaither6, at MA Woods _ and today at Brax Garrison. So we're going to have a lot of fun today talking Alabama football. But first, let's get right into it. Brax, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good, man. I'm good.
Absolutely. This is Brax Garrison. He's going to be joining us fairly often over the next couple of months. We cannot wait for that. Brax Garrison, former high school quarterback here in the area, County High Wildcat, Gordo, Green Wave, Jones College, correct?
Yes.
All right. Any other football experience you want to tout because you're more experienced than Mason and myself?
That's about it. North Fort Wildcats when I was 11, 12, you know.
There we go. Go Wildcats. Wildcats. And so Brax joins us today as a representative of Purple Turtle Roofing. You guys know we're sponsored by Derek Daniel because we live inside his office, his studio. You can call Derek Daniel at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. You guys can call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. They specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, and help you with your insurance claim support. And now we're going to hear a little bit more about them with Brax Garrison. We're going to talk some football as well. But Brax, what you been doing with Purple Turtle Roofing? What you been doing with Dustin Foley?
Man, I've been blessed enough to get around Dustin and help some homeowners out. You know, he's taught me the ropes and showed me how to work an insurance claim and help homeowners. You know, it's a very confusing process, like going through it. And, you know, people will see their policies and won't know what they have and what they're dealing with. And we kind of step in the middle of that and take care of it for you and work that insurance claim process for you.
There you go. That's awesome. So I live in Northport and I'm a homeowner. What happens if I look up in my ceiling and I got a little spot and I'm like, I don't know about that spot. I don't know what's going on right there.
Right. Well, the best thing you do is call us. You can call me, call Purple Turtle Roofing. We'll come out. We'll take a look at it. We'll get on your roof. We'll do a full inspection. See if there's any nail pops or anything that could cause water to get through to your decking, which results in getting to your ceiling. And then from there, if there's damage on your roof, we'll reach out to your insurance or you'll reach out to them, file a claim. We'll meet the adjuster. And then, you know, if it gets approved, they'll send you a scope. We'll walk you through it and we'll do the full replacement.
Wow. So
we also do repairs too repairs, if there's something small and it's not big enough to go through the insurance, we'll take care of that also.
You can call them at 877-787-6635. That's 877-PT-ROOF-5. I don't want to get in your business, but how long have you been working with Purple Turtle Roofing?
So
I do want to get in your business.
Right. So I started in July, so about 5 months now.
There we go. Great. You like it so far?
Love it.
Man, you jumped right in the summer months. How many hot roofs have you, or how many hot attics are you jumping into?
Too many. But I love it though. It's worth it. It's definitely, you know, it's 105 degrees outside and humidity index is 97%. It's pretty rough, but it's worth it for sure. When you get to help a homeowner out and someone who really is in need, you look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking forward to the winter months, not as hot in the attics.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot better.
But still, it's storm season.
Yeah.
It's nasty season. Like, we had actual rain over the last couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 different times for the first time in a long time. No rain for a long time, but now some winter weather is going to be coming up, and then of course tornado wind season in the early spring. Everybody needs to make sure that they've got their roofs taken care of. They can call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635 for all of their roofing needs. And we're going to be getting to know Brax over the next couple of months and really leaning on his football expertise, because we just watched the game. I did work a year for the football program over there, but that was 2009, 2008. So
games changed.
Exactly. The game has passed me by. So we gotta go with a young gun who's played the game, been under center, and had a lot of success. Your Gordo team was daggum good. I was working for 109 at that point, coming out to different games. And you guys were pretty daggum good.
It was a lot of fun. We we had head coach Gus Smith. He did a great job of getting us ready. We had great players around. Everybody was like-minded, so it was a lot of fun.
A great player like Brax Garrison.
I don't know about that.
Run it.
Man, we remember. I mean, me and you, but like time at Tide, we covered a lot of Gordo games. Y'all were.
Well, what was the receiver's name that you had?
Ethan Wilder.
That's right. And y'all had a nice little connection.
Yeah, he's in Memphis now playing DB. Actually.
Well, good for him. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Mason Woods, you guys follow him at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine. You've been busy. It's a busy time for you. It's a busy day for you, writing recruiting trackers for all the sites on BamaCentral.com. Vanderbilt Commodores on SI, Missouri Tigers on SI, yes. Boston College, Eagles, not so much for them. But big basketball day, signing day in basketball is here already.
Yeah, so it feels like it's pretty early. It feels like signing day for everything is kind of coming a bit early this year. I do think they've moved it up just a little bit from last year. I don't remember what the exact date was last year, but this year signing day starts today. It is open until November 19th for basketball, and then football is going to open on December 3rd, and will stay open for a week, I think until the 10th. But yeah, basketball signing day today. I think as it looks right now, Alabama basketball is probably expecting 2 signees today from its 2 commitments at the moment, Terrace Bowie and Chris Washington Jr., both of which, kind of just lengthy wing players. They both kind of fit the same mold of player. And it just continues to go to this conversation that we've had of Nate Oates is just getting a bunch of positionless basketball players, and they're just all like 6'6" to 6'10" wings that can do everything on the court. These 2 guys can do that. I think they're both gifted shooters. They're both really good at driving the ball. They both are solid defenders. I think Chris Washington Jr. maybe a little more so than Terrace Bowie. He has a little bit more height. But I'm excited about what Alabama can get in both these players now. Outside of those 2 players, you are still, I think, working the recruiting trail a bit to maybe land 2 more players in this class, those being 5-star Caleb Holt and 5-star Caden Samuels.
Wasn't Samuels here as well this past weekend?
I'm not sure.
Or
he might have been.
I know Caleb Holt.
Caleb Holt was here this past weekend. His second visit to Tuscaloosa this fall. I think his 3rd this year. I want to say he was here over the summer again for an official visit in September, and then now again for this past weekend. Caden Samuels was here in October for his official visit. I know, and both those guys very high on the Crimson Tide. I believe that Alabama is throwing a lot of resources out there to maybe acquire those 2 commitments, and you absolutely should be doing that. These are 2 premier players in this class. Specifically, Caleb Holt, a Huntsville, Alabama native, spent a lot of time here in Alabama. Now he's playing for what is it? Is it Prolific Prep that he is playing? I never remember. I'll get them all confused now. Spire Academy, all these different prep schools.
No, he is a Prolific Prep.
That's right.
Yeah, they're in Florida now.
Yeah,
they moved all the way from California to Florida.
Yeah, so obviously has moved from playing Alabama high school basketball to now playing with one of the premier programs in the entire country for the high school basketball, and just a really good player. I feel pretty strong about Alabama's chances to maybe get him. Not going to happen today, likely. I would be shocked if he does end up signing today. I think the latest on his commitment that is probably going to come February next year, maybe a little later into the year. But we will just have to see. Like I said, I think Alabama's in pretty good standing with those 2 5-star commits right now. Or recruits.
How thrown off are you with the spelling of Caden Samuels' name?
It threw me off for it took me a little bit.
QAY.
Yeah, it took me a
Caden.
couple tries to hammer that one into my brain. and
No
not type.
U,
Yeah.
no QU. You know, for me that's like QU something, whatever it is. All right, so Caden Samuel, 6'6", 200 pounds, out of Bishop McNamara.
McNamara.
Yeah, wow.
One of those other like extremely highly touted basketball programs. I don't know that it's necessarily the same as like the Spire or Prolific Prep, where they're just acquiring the best talent all across the country, but a very good basketball program nonetheless.
All right, so what is the latest on Caleb Holt? Because we love you, Caden Samuels, come sign for the Crimson Tide, but really it's all about Caleb. Throw every chip in there with Caleb Holt. Is he going to sign today? Is he going to sign in the next couple of weeks? What do you know about the 5-star out of Huntsville?
From everything I've seen, I don't believe he will be signing today. He, like we said, he was here this past weekend. It was his third trip to Tuscaloosa this year, I believe. I don't believe he has visited anywhere else as frequently this year. So I think Alabama's in really good standing with him, but I think he's going to be one of those that waits until, he's number 2 player in the class, I think, right now. Some rankings have him number 1 probably. I think he's going to drag out the recruitment a little bit more.
Did you hear what happened on Saturday? So the basketball team played, right, up in New York and got it done. They were planning on flying back to make the end of the basketball game. The end of the football game, or make really the start of the football game because there was enough time, and host Caleb Holt, do the things. They got held up on the tarmac, and instead of being here for the entire game, Preston Murphy pulled some strings and flew by himself to come down here and to get hooked up with Caleb Holt, make sure that visit happened. I think the basketball team made it in like the fourth quarter. I think they showed up like in the fourth quarter.
That's why Preston Murphy's the best.
Yes,
that's why you need to keep that man on this staff.
Unbelievable. Brax, you into basketball at all? You watched the game on Saturday?
Keep up with a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't believe I missed the one on Saturday, but the St. John, that was the St. John's game.
Yeah.
I caught up with it. It was a great game.
Thursday, number 2 Purdue coming into Tuscaloosa. You and your buddy's going to need to get over there. Yeah, so
probably will. We'll find some tickets.
There you go. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, last year up at Purdue, the people who went say one of the best environments that they've been in all year, and they're really in a long time. So I'm hopeful that the Tuscaloosa faithful can get into Coleman Coliseum and make it loud because when Coleman Coliseum is full and on tilt,
it is up there.
Yes. People keep talking about buying a new arena or building a new arena, and they're probably going to use Purple Turtle Roofing to put the roof on that new arena.
That's what we're looking for.
Right. But I don't know that we necessarily need it. We just need everybody to get into.
We'll take it. We're not going to turn it down.
Right.
We just need everybody to get into Coleman and be loud and be rowdy.
I still would love to see just a shift of the student section. Put it behind one of the baskets.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Brax. So what you did watch for sure was the LSU football game. I've already picked Mason's brain pretty thoroughly through it, and I went about 30, 40 minutes by myself on Monday with it. What'd you think of Alabama's 20-9 victory over LSU? And what do you make of this team so far? Losing to Florida State. Give us kind of an overview of this season. What you think about it?
I mean, I think that the loss in week 1 in Tallahassee was probably the best thing that possibly could happen for this team, right? You lose, and then you come back, and it's been lights out since. Obviously, last week you put 20 points up. You cover, you get out of there. But obviously, there's some things we got to do. There's some things we need to work on. There's some consistency errors we have. But I thought we looked great. Whether you win by 11 or you win by 100, it's a W on the record. It doesn't matter. You move on. And a lot of people were undermining LSU's football team. They are a dangerous football team. They have a great defense. Garrett Nussmeier is a great quarterback. And anytime you beat a team in the SEC, it's a good win. Anytime. So
can't disagree with that.
Yeah. We've been bantering back and forth for the last 5 weeks now. Once the running game has been an apparent problem. What can Alabama do? And today, I'm just going to tell you, when I get on the call with Coach DeBoer, I'm going to ask him what the heck's up with AK Deer. Why can you not
tweet yesterday?
I was going to already. And then he tweeted like there's a very cryptic wide receiver-esque tweet. And I thought, yeah, I'm definitely asking about that. So maybe because to me that's the last option for Alabama is to we'll just try another
Maybe
highly
he sees it different.
highly thought of running back. What in the world? I mean, you play quarterback, you watch football with a little more insightful eye. What do you see in the running game? Why can't you just hand the ball off to any of these running backs and get any sort of consistency in the running game?
Well, it's two things that go into running the football. It's obviously the push you get up front from the front five. But the running back, it's hard for me to look at it because maybe he's seeing something that I'm not. Maybe he's not seeing the gaps open up the way he wants them to. But I've seen several times where there obviously have been gaps for them to hit, but you try to be a little too patient. That's a big thing too with running backs. They feel like they have to get to the line, be patient, wait for a gap, open up. When a lot of times you just got to stick your nose in there and get going. A lot, especially third down and short situations. If you got to go get 2 yards, stick your nose in somebody's back and go get 2 yards. But I don't know. It could be up front. It sometimes looks like we don't get a great push. May have some mental errors, maybe some gaps get shot that we're struggling to open up. And, I don't know. But I think in order for us to be elite and move on, because second half of the season is where it gets serious, you're going to have to be able to establish the line of scrimmage. You're going to be able to run the football unless you're Mike Leach and you can just air it out, which is – it works. If you can do it, you can do it. But in order to do that, you got to throw the ball 50 to 60 times a game. So that's tough to do and be successful for sure.
Yeah, we haven't seen Alabama be able to connect on a lot of those deep spreading the ball out kind of plays like that. You mentioned getting push up front. I mean, what have you seen for, because we've talked about Alabama's offensive line that's been really, I think, me and Joe have both kind of pointed to that as maybe being a bigger part of the problem as opposed to the running backs. But is that kind of the same way you see it? Or do you I know you mentioned some of the guys maybe not hitting the hole the right way. The guys maybe, did Le'Veon Bell ruin running backs and he just convinced everyone now into thinking you can sit there and bounce around instead of just hitting the hole? Kind of, just what is your diagnosis of the offensive line and where do you kind of,
they've changed alignment in and out all over across the year. They can't settle on a front five.
Right. I think, especially when you want to run the ball, like for example, Kevin Riley, he played at County High. He's a great athlete, incredible athlete. But to me, in this position, you have guys when it's third and short, you don't want to go inside zone with that guy. Obviously, you have Jam Miller, and that's a guy that can stick his nose in there, and you want him to get 2 or 3 yards. And I believe interior, there's obviously some struggles going on, whether, we're not getting a push forward or there's some mental errors going on. We're not picking up. Maybe there's a shade. Maybe somebody's not picking somebody up. And I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into it a little bit more. But like I said earlier, if we got to establish a run game, whatever it is, we got to figure it out for sure.
So it's been interesting this week, Mason and Brax. The Saturday after the game, Ty Simpson said, exactly what you're talking about. It's mental. It's a mental issue. We're just not seeing the right things. We're not making the right blocks. We're not communicating the right communications. Well, Monday, I asked Coach Grubb, "Hey, Ty Simpson said it's mental. Do you agree? Is it mental? What other mental?" He goes, "No, it's not mental. It's physical." And then yesterday, Ty Simpson went double back down on it's mental, it's psychological. We just got to get in our heads and do it and find some confidence. And I don't think that they're intentionally muddying the waters. I don't think that at all. And I don't think that there's like rebellion in the playing, with the players to the coaches. But I just think that it's just indicative of it doesn't matter who you're talking to. Everybody is seeing the run game and the problems a little bit differently. You might talk to somebody and it's, well, all the running backs suck. They're no good. There's no explosion, blah, blah, blah. And maybe there's a couple percentages of that, maybe a little bit. For me, the offensive line's not playing with good pad level. They're not getting good drive. They're not opening up holes. And maybe there's some of that as well. But then also, just listen to the quarterback. He says it's mental. He says we're not picking up the right guys. Well, it doesn't matter if you have good drive if you're not picking up the right guys and you've got stunters and blitzers and twisters that are coming in and junking up your run game. I think it just shows that, I don't know that they have a good answer, Brax.
Right. Well, from a coach's perspective and a player, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
So when you're a coach and you've beat these plays into your players' heads for months and months on end, you look at it like, well, we're just not doing our job. You're just not physically doing your job. But as a quarterback, you're on the field the entire time. Yeah. You're seeing everything play out. So you know who your players are and what they can and can't do. So when you have players missing blocks or you have, interior linemen shooting gaps and not picking somebody up, you look at that like a quarterback, that's a mental problem. Like you're just struggling mentally. Like you're thinking about it too much. You're playing it out in your head too much. Just go play football. That's the biggest thing too. Is you just got to go play football. Like you're playing at Alabama. Like you're one of the best in the world. There's no question about it. And again, too, like when you hear people say, "Oh, well, our running backs suck," well, those people have lost their minds. Like these guys are playing at the University of Alabama. Nobody on that team sucks, and I can't stand when people say that. But it drives me crazy. A lot of 5-stars up in the stands watching you play. But no, running backs don't suck. There's just I believe what Ty's saying. I think Ty's right. I think that it's probably just a mental overthinking it, trying to be perfect. When at the end of the day, if you play 100 miles an hour, where you're playing 100 miles an hour and messing up, or you're doing it right, something good is going to come out of it, I believe. So that's my point on it. I think Ryan Grubb, obviously from a coaching point, like I said, he's looking at it more, hey, you should know what you're doing already. So it's not mental, it's just a physical error. Like you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But I think I support what Ty is saying. I think it's probably too much thought process and just go play football.
Them damn quarterbacks sticking together, Mason.
I mean, the few examples that we have talked about on this show, I mean, not few, it's been many examples that we've talked about on this show where you see guys getting tangled up and things like that and guys stepping on each other's feet. It does kind of lead you to believe that it may be a mental thing where it's guys, I'm taking the wrong first step, or I'm making, I'm focusing on the wrong defender, whatever it is. Like we do seem to see a lot of, whether it's Caden Proctor and Cam Dewberry, or whoever's on the right side, Wilkin and Gino, or whoever it is, like a lot of ankles getting tangled up down there and guys kind of losing their balance. And then once you're off balance, like unless you're a really, really good offensive lineman, which they do have some, but it's pretty hard to recover.
So we'll see if they can get it right this week, averaging now 111 yards per game, and that's with the outlier of ULM at 212. So we'll see. We'll see if they can get it right this week. Big piece of this coming up game is the Oklahoma defensive front going up against Alabama's offensive line. And watching the Tennessee game, you saw R. Mason Thomas, the defensive end for Oklahoma, go out of the game with hamstring type injury. So he ended up that was the play. Joey Aguilar gets the ball punched out, and it bounces right to R. Mason Thomas, and he runs it. He threw off a lineman, and he ran it 60-something yards. And towards the end of it, grabbing a hamstring. We're going to be finding out about really his availability pretty soon. But Brent Venables yesterday, very, very coy. He said, I haven't seen him on the field since last Thursday. They had a bye week, right? Since last Thursday. So I'll see them here later on today, and we'll see where they're at. Thanks for the update, Coach. We really appreciate that.
It's very insightful.
So, Alabama, let's keep going with the running game, because I want to ask the quarterback perspective on just what you see in Ty Simpson, what he's been able to do without a consistent running game. I mean, he's got the offense on his shoulders, on his right arm right now. Just how difficult is that to, hey, man, we're probably going to be in 3rd and 7. We're probably going to be in 3rd and 6. Or you've got to have explosive plays and stay consistent in the passing game to keep it. I mean, it manifested against South Carolina. It took them all dadgum night to really string together some offense. And so just how much pressure that put on a quarterback, and what do you see in Ty Simpson and his ability to really keep the offense afloat right now?
Well, first, it's a nightmare. When it's 3rd and 8 and you're told, your coach says, hey, look, we're not running the ball great. You got to go get it. You got to figure it out. That's a nightmare for sure. It's hard. 3rd and 8's always, especially when the defense is pinning their ears back and they're coming for you. They're going to bring 7, they're bringing 6, that more than you have. And but the thing Ty's done great is that he's so cerebral in the pocket where he's able to pick defenses apart. He's able to sit back, and if you want to bring 3 and drop 8, he's going to pick your zone apart. If you want to bring 7 and drop back, and man, we got guys one-on-one. You've got Jeremy Bernard, who has played unbelievable this year. You've got Ryan Williams, who people will say this and that. He's an explosive talent. He can go get the ball and he can do whatever. So, but yeah, credit to Ty. I mean, the guy sat in the pocket and delivered like a veteran. I mean, he's been in the system for 4 years, and the system with Kalen DeBoer for a year, but obviously been in a college. And then his dad is obviously a college coach, so he's been around it forever. And it's a credit to him. He's played unbelievable. And the best thing about him is that he doesn't cause any of his own problems, right? He's not throwing interceptions. He's rarely putting the ball in harm's way. Where he's throwing the ball, he throws his receivers open instead of waiting for it to get open. But But yeah, the guy's incredible. And I think, going forward, obviously you'd want to establish a run game. That helps your pass game. If you can establish the run, you can air the ball out. But Mike Leach had a lot of success where he was at. So if you can throw the ball 40 or 50 times a game and you have a quarterback, it all comes to your quarterback. If he can sit back there and pick a defense apart, and when they want to bring 7, he can drop back and get rid of the ball on time and not take sacks. I mean, you can win games. You can go a long ways doing that. You don't have to have a run game if you can do that. But in terms of moving the ball forward and being consistent, a run game is very important. And yeah, but credit to Ty, man. He's a stud for sure.
Which wide receiver would you like to throw to most? You can only pick one: Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, or Isaiah Horton. Isaiah Horton, you can go up and get it, throw it up there on top of the defense.
Well, see,
Jeremy's always in the right spot.
Always is, and
Ryan's just the playmaker.
You do everything right? He's going to be there where you expect him to be. But from my standpoint, my favorite thing was dropping back and throwing the ball as far as I can, and somebody running up under and getting it. That's the best thing ever. When you have a guy who runs a 4.4, runs a 4.3, and just go get the ball. I'm going to say Ryan Williams. I'm going to say Ryan just because that's no discredit to anybody else.
Sure, of course. No.
I would love to throw to any of them. I would love to have any of them. But, when you can drop back and you've got a 2-high coverage and you have Ryan Williams on a post and he beats a guy by 15 yards and you don't have to think about it. You just throw the ball as far as you can and he goes and gets it. So that'd be a lot of fun for sure.
You see Ryan Williams as who players he models his game after, and he threw out 4 different aspects. I mean, you can't settle on anybody. He goes Devontae Smith a little bit, Justin Jefferson a little bit.
It was Amon-Ra for his blocking,
yeah.
Smitty for his hands, I think, Julio for his physicality or something.
AJ Brown for his physicality.
That's what it was, yeah.
A lot of the questions yesterday were about Julio because apparently he and Julio got together before the LSU game, and hey man, look at this, look at that, try this, try that, and that's been a funny little conversation just in the Bama internet sphere this week is the players coming back to give advice and whether it's being received well. We ended yesterday's talking about Damian Harris kind of saying, "Oh, this is why I don't come back because the players were trashing Bo Scarborough." Well, Clinton Dix was defending the ever-loving mess out of the current players, saying, Bo came in here losing his mind. Bo came in here just and the players were like, okay, we're tuning you out.
So how you approach them, it's a different I know that it sounds stupid and we sound like old men when we say it, but it's a different generation. The kids are different now.
It sounds like Julio stuck his arm around Ryan and was like, why don't you think about this? Why don't you think about that? A little different approach.
It's just the way you have to do these things.
Oh yeah. What do you make of have you followed any of the, I don't want to call it drama because it's not even quite to a level of drama, but between some of these former players, you see Marquise Mays going out there a lot, but works for the team still, director player development and big in recruiting, says, no, guys, we want you all to come in here. We want you to give advice. And Coach DeBoer on Monday said, this is their program. They built this. We want everybody to feel welcome. You had J.C. Latham. You had Tyler Booker. You had Emmanuel Ekiyor on the sidelines this past Saturday against LSU. Julio Jones as well.
J.C. Latham should have been at the facility taking some pass rep snaps.
Yeah, tighten up.
When I saw him on the sideline, I was so angry.
You wanted him working out?
Yes. I want you doing anything to help your 1-7 football team.
No days off.
No day. I bet Cam Ward's at the facility.
Mason, if you haven't figured it out,
I'm a very bitter Titans fan.
Is a big Titans fan. Come on, they need some relaxation. They can't always be watching film.
He relaxed all off season. You get months off.
Y'all had a bye week. He can't be on the sidelines in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Go ahead.
Go get better at football, JC. You've been bad this year.
Maybe he was in the facility getting pointers.
I don't think he was. I hope not from any of Alabama's offensive linemen. This is the last people you need pointers from.
Maybe call Joe Pendry. I know Joe Pendry's number is still around.
Oh yeah. No, it was really cool to see all the guys come back. That video of Ty at the end of the game running and jumping on Tyler Booker's shoulders, their friendship warms my heart.
You big proponent of the guys coming back, or what would you have done? You're in a facility. You're in a high. At Gordo, great. You got all kinds of legends, right? That have gone through the Gordo Greenway program. Comes back and says, "Hey, Brax, I want you to start doing this as a quarterback. I want you to start doing that as a quarterback. Or you guys aren't upholding the standard this way or that way. What just your thoughts on kind of I don't even want to call it drama, but these things that are happening around the program.
Well, I think it's great when you have players from past years that have had a lot of success. They come back and obviously you can give pointers and give tips to players, but you have to know your place, right? You're no longer a part of the Alabama football team. So when you come in there and like if Bo Scarborough came in and is raising his voice and he's going crazy, nobody's going to respond to that. Yeah. Like that's not what people want to hear. Because first of all, you haven't been there the last 6 months that they've been doing training camp. They've gone through fall camp. Like you haven't been there. Like the person that if anybody can raise their voice, it's your coaches. If anybody wants to get on to you or get into you, like that's when you have a guy who probably hasn't been there the entire offseason and he comes there and he's screaming at you. Like, I don't even know you. Like the only time I've seen you was on TV. So I'm not going to respond very well to that. And again, I'm not saying like if Bo Scarborough came in and started telling me how to play running back, I'm going to take everything. I'm going to take everything I'm going to believe everything he says. It's going to be the gospel. But it's a matter of knowing your role. Like there's a way to go about it. There's a way to come into the locker room and talk to the players without screaming at them and make them feel like they're terrible and they're not living up. They're not as good as you were. And, you can't do that. I don't care who you are. Nobody goes, that's not the right way to go about it. I don't believe, but I'm all for past players coming in because obviously anybody who's won a national championship, you want to hear from that guy. You want to talk to that guy. Like, what did y'all do that separated you from everybody else? But, coming in there and screaming and yelling and saying you're not holding the standard, that's definitely not the best way to go about it. I don't think I would respond to that very well.
I mean, HaHa was tweeting in code a little bit, but it was very obvious that he was saying that Bo came in here on 10 and the players looked at him like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Well, I mean, to your point, yes, it's an Alabama brotherhood. Everybody that's played for the Crimson Tide is part of the brotherhood, but they don't know Bo. They did not train with Bo. They didn't come up with Bo. He is not one of their teammates. They're not. They don't have that close relationship where, at least in my experience, the time I played football in high school and middle school, and your teammates can yell at you and criticize you and things, but the moment somebody from the outside comes in and does it, it's like, hey man, you get out of here.
Absolutely,
It just you can't have that sort of attitude when you're not there every day being a part of it.
No doubt. Yeah, no, you can't. I mean, it's just a matter of. Like you hear from somebody, obviously you hear from Bo Scarborough and you think, okay, he's won a national championship. He's a great player. He's an incredible player here. And you want to take everything he says, absorb everything. You want to be a sponge. But when a guy comes walking in here and you haven't seen him, he hasn't been here. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm not, you coming here screaming at me. I don't even know you. Literally the only reason I know you is because I watched you on TV. So why are you screaming at me, telling me I'm not holding the standard? You haven't been here the last 6 months. You weren't here for spring ball, summer ball, fall camp. You weren't here for any of that. So why are you telling me you don't even know anybody here? You don't know what we're trying to do. So that's my point on it. I don't know.
I think it makes perfect sense that Bryce Young said, "Oh, you're yelling about green mouthpieces? We're all wearing green mouthpieces this week.
I love it.
We're all together. We're the team."
And that guy, that brought that team so much more together than getting yelled at by Bo Scarborough would have.
All right, so let's shift gears here. We're going to talk about the college football playoff poll that was released last night, the second edition, and then I'm going to tell everybody about Purple Turtle Roofing one more time, and we're going to get Brax's thoughts on the deep passing game and how maybe the deep passing game could help the running game, why the deep passing game hasn't got going, and what it could do to maybe open up the box for these running backs and these offensive linemen, because I think that they go hand in hand. But first, I want to shift gears to last night's college football playoff poll. Alabama stays put at number 4. Top 4 all stay the same. Top 5 all stay the same. You get your first adjustment at number 6. So it's at Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Alabama 4, Georgia 5. At 6, the Texas Tech Red Raiders move up after waxing BYU last weekend. Ole Miss takes a small step back to 7, Oregon 8, Notre Dame 9, Texas 10, Oklahoma is technically 11, but they're the first team out because of the top 5 conference champions getting in. And right now, Miami is slated as the top ACC school, even though they are kind of on the outside looking in of the ACC championship picture. And South Florida at number 12, technically ranked number 24, South Florida being the highest rated group of 5 team. This would leave Mason Woods, Alabama playing the winner of South Florida and Georgia in the second round, likely in the Sugar Bowl. We think that Ohio State will take the Cotton Bowl and or the Rose Bowl. Indiana will take the other Cotton Bowl or Rose Bowl. Maybe A&M takes the Sugar Bowl and sends Alabama to Miami for the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, right.
But you're probably looking at either the Sugar Bowl or the Orange Bowl against the winner of South Florida and Georgia. How are we feeling? Rematch with Georgia or a third straight year with South Florida? I mean, South Florida's on the schedule next year.
Yeah.
I thought we were done with Byron
Am I
Brown.
insane that I would almost rather play Georgia in this game?
Yes.
Right.
Like, am I crazy? Man, I don't know. That's got bad juju written all over it. Oh, I don't want nothing to do with playing South Florida.
South Florida in Miami.
Yeah, I don't want
and the Orange Bowl.
I want nothing to do with that. Give me Gunnar Stockton again. You know, I will take on Georgia again. Because I feel confident that Alabama can beat Georgia again.
Yeah.
Brax, what you think about last night's playoff poll being put out?
I mean, Texas Tech. I watched the BYU game. That was a bloodbath. Texas Tech looked great. I mean, I don't know if Texas Tech looked great or BYU looked terrible. But Texas Tech's legit.
A defense.
Whether or not, absolutely, yeah. Whether or not Georgia, South Florida, it seems like we cannot outrun Georgia. It's like we just find them every time. It's like you want us to keep beating them, right? But then the South Florida game, it's like, what could we possibly do to draw a non-power four team, get them in here, and now we have to play them in Miami, like you said. And that's just over the last 2 years that we've played them. It's been, I mean,
they're coming back here next year.
It's ridiculous. Like, what are we doing?
Byron Brown won't be here next year.
That's right. After last year winning, I was like, great, we won't have to deal with Byron Brown again 2 years from now.
But I feel confident. Like, we play Georgia again. I think Georgia's a great football team. I actually think Texas beats them this week, if you want to be honest with you.
Hook 'em.
I think Texas beats them this
That'd be
week.
something.
But I think they're a great football team. But I like our chances against them. I think we've got their number, and I don't think it's a matter of everybody says, oh, well, it's just the Alabama effect. No, it's just that we've been a better football team every time we played them.
It's a bad matchup for them.
Right, it's just a bad matchup. We've just been a better football team every time we played them. It's not that Kirby has this psychological block where he can't beat Alabama. No, it's just that every time we've played them, we've outperformed them.
They don't have a playmaker at quarterback, and I think you need that to
right.
beat this defense.
Right. And I think Gunnar Stockton's a gamer, too. I think he's a stud. He's a gamer. But like you said, you got to have somebody that can move the ball around, can extend plays, that can. And again, he's a great athlete, but
he's a gamer. He's
Stetson
Bennett
like. Yeah, he's like a 7 out of 10. You need a 9 out of 10.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
He's Stetson Bennett like. I mean, Stetson was amazing.
He was infuriating.
He actually went to Jones College where I played.
Oh, really?
He's a Jones College alumni. Yeah.
There we go. All right. We love it. We love it.
He was at Georgia. He walked on to Georgia. He left, came to Jones, and then he went back to Georgia. And, I mean, the rest is history, obviously.
The rest is history.
Unreal. Brax, you don't know this, but I have a secret love for Texas. So when you said that,
it's not very secret.
Well, it's secret to people who don't watch the show.
No, I think Texas has hit a stride. I mean, they obviously the first couple of weeks they looked like they struggled. Quarterback play looked a little bit off. Defense is stout. I mean, they have a great defense, and but I think Arch Manning has found his stride. He's now having fun. You know, the pressure's off. It's like you lose 2 games. You know, all this pressure's on you. You know, you're Arch Manning. You know, you're this highly recruited guy. You're this big name. And now he's just having fun. He's just playing football. And when you're doing that and you're comfortable, you're dangerous wherever you're at. And I think Sark's one of the best coaches in football in general. And I think they've hit a stride. And I'm picking Texas.
Where's that game at?
In Athens.
I'm picking in Athens.
Give me the dogs. No. Hook 'em, baby. They're going in there.
See, I don't think it's that hard to play in Athens, man. I mean, that's a bold take.
They got that big old open end right there.
Yeah, you know, like I think it's not like playing at Bryant-Denny at night. I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's like playing in Death Valley at night.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah,
but I'll take Georgia.
It's a good Georgia team. It could go either way. But if I had to lean somewhere, I'm going to go.
I am a firm Texas hater.
Are you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's why it works pretty well right here. We'll see what happens. That's really the other marquee game of the week. And just kind of spinning it to that, Ty Simpson revealed yesterday he and Arch Manning are good buddies and said that they are calling each other on the phone. Yeah, that's right. And so Arch on Monday, I guess they got players availability on Monday, revealed first, Ty Simpson and I are good buddies. We've been on the phone talking I told him about Oklahoma. He told me about Georgia. And they kind of left it at that. I mean, not going to reveal
Yeah.
secrets or whatnot. And so good. Ty gets asked about that. Hey, I hear you're good buddies with Arch. Y'all are exchanging tips. And he goes, that Arch has got a big mouth on him, don't he? And they started. I mean, he basically said that they're exchanging info on fronts, on tendencies, on who to avoid, who to pick on. What is it like to be a part of the quarterback fraternity?
I mean, it's great. You have a bunch of guys who, again, I think quarterback's a hard position in football. It's a very tough job. If you win, you get all the praise. If you lose, it's the worst thing ever. You're the worst human on the planet. They want to run you out of town.
Unless you play in Green Bay, then it's Matt LaFleur's fault.
Right, exactly. But
he can come home.
Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, especially when you're playing opposing teams that you've already like-minded teams that you've already played, common opponents. Yeah, it's great. You can call, especially obviously they were both highly recruited players out of their own classes. They're probably friends, good buddies, and it's a respect you have for them. You're the weight you're carrying on your shoulders, the pressure that you have, and you have much respect for every quarterback. Like I said, my biggest pet peeve, man, is if I'm watching football with a bunch of people and they're sitting here bashing the quarterback about how bad he's playing and this and that. And I'm like, I wish I could just stop time and put you in his position for 5 seconds and you would never talk bad about a quarterback ever again in your life.
See the entire puzzle.
Yeah.
Are they protecting? Are they getting open? What's happening?
So, I mean,
and then not even that,
going.
it's just the surrounding process of it. Like you've got 275 to 300-pound men running directly towards you with no good intentions.
They're not coming to help you.
No, they want to hurt you, get you out of the game. And then behind that, you've got receivers. Well, I mean, if you're in a 2x2 set and you've got 4 receivers running down the field, I mean, you've got 6 guys covering them. That's tough. You have to throw people open. You have to make decisions on the dime. You have to be prepared. And I mean, I cannot stand a backseat football fan. It just drives me insane.
But Brax, I do it in Madden. Come on, it's easy.
Right. And believe it or not, I suck at Madden. I'm horrible at it. And you would think I would know coverages. I know all this and that. I'm terrible at it. But yeah, all these people, they play these games and they watch it and they think, well, it can't be that hard. Just throw him. He's open. Okay. Well, when you're, with me, I'm 6'4", so I can see over the line a bit better. But if you're 6 foot or you're 5'11" and you're sitting back there, you can't see over the line. You've got guys that are 6'8", 6'5", 6'6", sitting all back here. You can't see, and it's terrible. And then you've got 100,000 people watching you, screaming at you. No, people don't understand it. You can't really speak about it unless you've done it, But I don't know.
That's why they never say anything bad about each other, because they know how hard it is.
Right. Yeah. No, that's why you never hear a quarterback talking bad about another quarterback.
That's a great point.
Because any given week, you could be on the other end of that. That could be you. Okay, you got sacked 12 times, or you threw 3 interceptions. It's it doesn't matter. That could be me next week. I'm not going to talk bad about how he played, and it's not always the quarterback's fault. But a lot of times it is, though. It is. You have to be – you'll see people, you'll see a lot of pressure, and you blame it on the O-line. A lot of pressure is created from the quarterback, though. If you're dropping back, you're holding on to the football too long, or you're sliding away from the pocket, and you're not moving with the pocket, and you're not learning when to step up in the pocket. You can create a lot of your own pressure, and I think that is a lot of people say, "Oh, the O-line's terrible; they're awful." When it's like, okay, well, if you knew what you were talking about, you can see that he slid left, the pocket's moving right, he got in broke loose, and it's not always the O-line's fault.
And LT Overton gets a sack.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Man. Actually played against LT.
Nussmeyer spun right into him this past week.
You see the coach over there? He's like, the other way. Spin the other way. Right. Actually, I played against LT in basketball in middle school. So I went to Eccles, and he went to it would be Eastwood. Yeah,
right.
But Eastwood. And tell you something, man, the guy, he's a freak now. He was a freak then. I mean, I remember I got him on a pump fake, and as I was going up, after I pumped and got him in there, I was going up. He was still in the air and still stuffed the ball in my face. It's like he was in the air for 12 seconds.
Floated.
Yeah, he just stayed. He just sat there waiting for me to go up. But played him in football, and we actually beat him in football in middle school. But he was a monster out there. I mean, he was a grown man playing with children, literally. And he's the same. How big he is now? He was that same size when he was in 8th grade. He was that big.
Wild. All right, so let's keep going here with Brax Garrison, but we want to tell everybody that we're brought to you by Purple Turtle Roofing. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor and your advocate when it comes to protecting your home or business. With years of hands-on experience, top-tier certification, and commitment to excellence, we've built a reputation as Alabama's go-to roofing solution. We specialize in roofing, residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full roof replacement, insurance claim support, and more. Call them at 877-787-6635 for a roof inspection today. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we believe our work is about more than roofing. It's about service, stewardship, and sheltering what matters most. Our name may be unique, but it's deeply rooted in purpose and faith. The color purple, symbolizing Christ and royalty, reflects our founder's personal belief in striving for excellence and honoring a higher calling in all that we do. The turtle represents something that began with a simple idea, but quickly became a powerful symbol of strength and endurance. So call Purple Turtle Roofing today at 877-787-6635. Roofing with heart, built to last. Brax, where you been this week? What you been doing with Purple Turtle Roofing? Have you been out on people's roofs, or what's kind of been your week looked like the last couple of days with Purple Turtle Roofing?
So yesterday, I was in Enterprise. I was taking a look at a roof for someone who actually had lightning strike their roof a couple months ago. So went out and took a look at that. I've gone over some contracts with some people, set up some installs for them, and I've worked a couple insurance claims. So it's been a pretty busy week, but it's great. I'm blessed. I love it. Love every second of it. It's a lot of fun.
So you said Enterprise, y'all go all over the state of Alabama.
Everywhere.
That's right. So if somebody has lightning strike, what's that? They just, holy smokes, I've got a hole in my roof. What you go out to your roof, what are you looking at? What do you see?
I mean, you can see it. Obviously, if lightning hits directly on your roof, yeah, you're gonna have a hole in your roof. It's probably gonna catch on fire. But yeah, you're gonna have some damage. It's gonna damage everything else around it. And then first thing you should do is you should call Purple Turtle Roofing. We'll send somebody out there, take a look at it, help you out, get it approved, get you a brand new roof. 877-787-6635. What kind of? I mean, y'all got. I see the Facebook and the beautiful roofs. When it gets finished, is it special shingle? Is it particular? What kind of materials? What kind of roofs are you steering your customers to? So we can do any kind of roof, any shingle, any name brand that you want to do if you have a preference. But we push certainty just because of their warranty and how quality their shingle is.
Sure.
So like it's a 30 to 40 year shingle. It's going to last. It's got a high copper content, algae resistant, 130 to 140 mile an hour wind resistant. So we push that, and they have a variety of great colors, great color matches that look great aesthetically.
For all the wives out there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And, what we do, a lot of things we do, we put, ice and water shield under all your valleys and penetrations, so extra support in case you do have shingles blow off and water does get down to it. It's not going to damage your decking or cause leaks. But yeah, we'd put we put quality material, we believe in quality over profit. Right. So we're going to help you out. We're not in it to beat anybody over the head to make a bunch of money. We're here to help you. We want to put a service to our community for sure.
Absolutely. And you need the peace of mind of a good roof.
Absolutely.
If you've got a problem, it's going to leak literally into all of your lives, into your home. And so you need to call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. Brax and his crew will come out, check out your roof, and let you know what your next steps are, what your best steps are.
Right. Absolutely.
Metal roofs too?
All of them.
Man.
You name it.
Everything. So
wood shake, metal, shingle, you name it, whatever you want.
Purple Turtle Roofing, 877-787-6635. So, Brax, before we got going, we are leading into an Oklahoma matchup. In Oklahoma, that defense looks nasty. Ended up beating Tennessee this past week, and really, I don't know that the offense. I mean, the score got going for Tennessee, for Oklahoma, but you ended up with a fumble return for a touchdown. You kicked 2 50-yard field goals to take a halftime lead up in Knoxville. And so really I think it's all about the Oklahoma defense. I kind of feel confident in Kane Womack's defense right now going against Mateer and company, despite their weapons. But over the last couple of games for Alabama, you've had opportunities. We talked about how Ty and his development and Ty's really success in the passing game. And I don't really even want to come from it from a he's not doing good, but just an area of improvement for him or an area that's kind of left some money on the table is the deep passing. You were at South Carolina. You had a couple opportunities, underthrown balls, overthrown balls, contested catches that weren't quite made. So maybe it's even on the wide receivers as well. And then against LSU this past week, you did get the deep shot to Lazia Brooks at the end of the first half that set up the Ryan Williams touchdown. So bravo, big gold star right there. But second half, you missed Lazia Brooks again on a deep shot, underthrown ball. People are crying pass interference. I don't quite think it was pass interference. Next play, Jeremy Bernard breaks through the middle, overthrown right off his fingertips. And maybe it's on Jeremy, maybe it's on Ty. But I don't quite want to diagnose it without your expertise. What goes into, first, just conceptually, the deep passing game? What do you see with Ty Simpson and his maybe struggles in that area? And then third, take us all the way back to the beginning of the conversation with the running game. What will it do if Ty's able to hit 2-3 deep shots against Oklahoma to open things up for the running game and for the offensive line?
So the biggest thing with the deep ball as a quarterback is that oftentimes when you see a guy screaming down the field wide open, your eyes light up, you get super excited, and you think about it too much. You think about it before you throw the ball. So you have your adrenaline's running, will cause you to air a ball out,
Sure,
put a little too much on it, or you think about it, and the worst thing you think you can do is overthrow this ball. So then you take some off of it and you leave it short, right?
Lazia's pretty damn fast.
Right, exactly. And but from a mechanical side, I don't think it's anything there. I think it's just that when you drop back and you hit, whether you're under center or you're in the gun, you hit your 3-step drop or you hit your 5-step drop. When you hit that and you see him screaming down the field wide open, your eyes get big. You're already thinking about your touchdown celebration. You're thinking about what you're going to do when you get on the sideline. You're going to rip your helmet off and scream. It's going to be the best thing ever. And then you think about it too much. You put too much on it, you leave it a little short. But yeah, with the run game, if you can open up, if you can spread the ball out and you can hit some people and gash them deep, that forces the box to open. That forward, so you don't have 7 to 8 guys in the box. They spread out. So they have to, because they have to cover someone. You're eating the zone up. They have to spread out. So then it leaves you with a 5-man box or a 5 to 6-man box, and you're accounted for. Yeah. You got man on man on man, hat on hat, and you can work a double team and get to the second level. But yeah, if you can gash them down the field, it forces them to have to spread out, have to move around. And I think, especially for this week, we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to gash Oklahoma, because I'm going to be honest with you, their front seven's nasty. They have a nasty front seven, and we're going to have to spread them out in order to move the ball in the run game. But yeah, it's very important. It goes hand in hand for sure.
So do you think with Ty specifically, it's not physical?
No, I don't think it's a mechanical issue or anything there. I think he's fine. I think he's probably just thinking about it too much when he sees it. So
last 2 post games, he's come in pretty disappointed. Obviously happy to win the games, and right. Yeah, we won the game. But when asked about his own personal performance, he's been I didn't do so hard. I could have done. I left this much out on the table. Right, exactly. Yeah. And so I just wonder, like, if you're coaching him or if you're a teammate with him or you're advising him, what would you tell him to be like? Hey, brother, get out of your head and just sling that thing.
It's like, dude, I mean, you know who you are. We know what you can do. We've seen you do it all year round in practice and in games. Go be you. Just go be you. Don't worry about if it's going to be a perfect ball. You've got great receivers to make up for you and take care of you for that. And just go be yourself. Like, you're obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the country, if not the best quarterback in the country. Know that and own that and go play. Like, don't think about it. Don't get in your head thinking, this has got to be a perfect ball. Because if you're trying to play perfect, you're not going to play perfect. You're going to have a lot of mental errors. You're going to have a lot of where, maybe your arm drags. Maybe your arm gets out in front and you have some mechanical issues. Just go play football, dude. You're the best in the country. Own it. Go play for sure.
I feel like do you feel like he's putting more pressure on himself because, Absolutely. Hey, man, we're not running the ball. I got to hit this for 7 points right now.
Right. Yeah, definitely is. I mean, that's definitely something that that you're struggling in the run game. So it's forced that, when you have a third down every drive, a 3rd and 8, a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, you're having to put a lot of pressure on yourselves. Like, if I don't perform, we're not going to perform, right? It starts with me. So yeah, that's a lot of pressure for sure. But I think he's done great. I mean, what's our 3rd down conversion rate? I mean, we've got to be
one of the highest in the country.
Yeah, it's got to be. I was about to say, it has to be top 5 in the country. I mean, Especially the Georgia game. What were we? We were 8 for 8. Start out the game or something crazy like that. But no, it's definitely a lot of pressure. But at the same time, you've got great receivers around you. You've got players that'll make plays, and you've got Ty Simpson, who does not mess up a whole lot, doesn't make a lot of mental mistakes. And yeah, I think he's great. I think, like I said earlier, I don't think it's a mechanical issue. I think it's just maybe he's thinking about it too much. Maybe he's trying to be the hero, trying to hit the deep shot. Just go play football.
Feels like
Mason. What do you think Alabama's third down conversion percentage is?
As far as where they're ranked in the country,
Either or, ranked in the country or percentage as a whole. The highest in the country right now, I'll just give you a hint, is Indiana at 56.9%, 57% roughly for Indiana.
Alabama's top 10.
Not too far off. Alabama's 18th in the country at 48%.
Still good, though.
Falling off over the last couple of weeks, but how many you got? Vandy, Arkansas, and Missouri and Tennessee are ahead of Alabama just by a little bit in the SEC. So Alabama is what? That makes them 5th in the conference. They're one tick ahead of Georgia at 47.9%. So not bad company. Indiana at 57%, Ohio State at 56%, leading the country in third down conversion percent. Look, the Florida State Seminoles at 50%. So maybe it's not all indicative of wins and losses right there.
We can't get away from them.
So
February.
what do we think breaks first with this Alabama offense? Because it feels like we're stuck in a bit of a feedback
It has
loop
to be
here,
the deep passing game
where
to
it's-
open the running game.
but then you need the run game to bring some guys into the box to open up some shots. Some space downfield,
They're already
you know,
they're already in the box.
Yeah.
because they don't respect.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
that's been
one of them has to. It just one of them has to. You know, you got to get one of them because one opens up the other, and so on and so forth. But until you get that going, you know, either the long passing game or the run game, like you're just going to be stuck in this weird kind of chicken or the egg situation.
Yeah.
I think they're already in the box, and you've got to hit some
Yeah.
of these shots to open things up. Because against Vanderbilt, you rushed for 145. Well, Vanderbilt they had wide splits. Their defensive line with wide splits, and their 2-3 linebackers were off the ball, and it was basically we're not going to get beat over the top, and opened up things for Jam. I mean, Jam busted his biggest rushing performance of the year right there, breaking 100 yards and hitting that 30-yarder at the end of the game.
Yeah,
I just think you do that a couple times because putting Oklahoma, watching the Tennessee game over yesterday, they're playing 5 men in the box, 6 men in the box because Tennessee's wide splits and throwing down the field. You got Chris Brassel going down the field, and it was like, well, there's room for Deshaun Bishop to run up the middle and run up the gut. If Tennessee hadn't turned the daggone ball over as many times as they did, then they would have been in business. They just coughed the ball up left and right. Joey Aguilar had some of the worst interceptions I've seen. Deep shot. I'm going to throw it right into the cover to the deep safeties, and it's just like, okay, buddy, maybe read the field next time.
That's not how the Tennessee offense works.
Yeah, so I think Tennessee probably could have won that game if they didn't turn the football over. So to me, you get the deep pass. Like Ty's been lethal intermediate.
Yeah,
he has been lethal intermediate to short and intermediate. It's like, oh, Jeremy Bernard, 12-yard dig. Got him.
Bingo.
Automatic.
Right
Exactly. Swing pass to Cuevas and Ryan and Lazier. Okay, we're moving. But it's just been over the top has been a huge struggle. I think that what do we determine? 2 of 9, 2 of 4, 2 of 14. Yeah, it was 2 of 14 was Rodak's Sweet the other day on passes 30 yards or more this year. And I mean, you're what, 9 games into the year? 14 deep shots in 9 games? I mean, quarterback? That's not a lot, is it?
No, it doesn't seem like it. No.
So you got to incorporate it, I think, a little bit more. And shoot, maybe if you try it a little bit more, the conversion rate will go up because you're giving them more opportunities to hit that. I mean, if you're a quarterback, how many deep shots you want to take a game? I don't know. I mean, what's your preference?
Yeah, especially if you're playing if the scouting report coming on a team is that they like to play low safeties, and we're going to let it eat. We're going to let it air out until they back them up. And then you're going to run the football, and you're going to say him dink and dunk across the middle, intermediate ball. But
14 in 9 games, that's
lot.
barely 1 a game, or it's not even 2 a game.
Yeah, it's not a lot. That does seem a bit shy. What game was it that we had the most? That we had
Probably
One
South
of
Carolina.
9 against South
South
Carolina. I
Carolina,
think it
okay.
was what it was.
Yeah. No. As a quarterback, you want to let the ball eat for sure. You want to let it eat, let it fly. You got guys that can go get it like they do, But like you said earlier, it has to be one or the other. Like the run game opens up the deep threat.
Yeah.
The deep threat opens up the run game. But right now, obviously, teams are not paying any respect, or going forward, they're not going to pay any respect to our run game because we haven't done anything to show you that you should. So expect them to drop 8, expect them to drop 7 into coverage and have a 4 to 5 man, 5-6 man box. Like they're not going to commit to the run. This is a time where you can establish the run, get them to respect it, and then you can let the ball fly downfield. So.
Well, we've been hanging out with Brax Garrison today from Purple Turtle Roofing and Mason Woods as you're working on big time recruiting day for Alabama. Mason, you've got the 2 recruits. Have they signed yet? Or they're probably going to be later in the day?
Yeah, it
those
look like they
basketball
have
heads
as
don't
of
wake
now.
up till noon.
Yeah, no, we've got nothing.
That's all right. We're going to be going over onto the SEC teleconference call. Brent Venables is at 10:30. Kalen DeBoer is at 11:30. I will be asking about AK Deer to Kalen DeBoer. We're probably going to get some canned answer. He's doing great. We're developing. But I feel like this is like break glass. Break glass in case of emergency. Let's try AK Deer. What's that? No, not Caleb Holt news.
No. Purdue is unveiling some new uniforms for their game against Alabama.
Nice.
It's just got
They
bad
need
future
it.
written all over it.
They need it.
They're debuting some nice all black script uniforms. Apparently,
They need all the help they can get.
I don't love that.
LeBaron Philon can make them cry in their new uniforms.
I hope so. I hope
They're pretty daggum good.
they're pretty good, and these uniforms are sweet.
Don't be saying that. Mason loves uniforms. He's a big uniform guy.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Army released the Army Navy game uniforms, and I mean they never miss. These are incredible as always. They've got a nice all white look with a silver helmet, black kind of gothic font number. It's a good look.
Whew. Happy belated Veterans Day. We said that yesterday, but never can forget.
But yeah, Purdue gonna have some extra juice in Coleman Coliseum on Thursday night.
So you need all 14,000 people to get in there.
Go. Let's fit 20 in.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'll be in the building on Thursday. I cannot wait for that. And we'll predict the game tomorrow. We'll kind of talk a lot more about Alabama and Purdue tomorrow. So the rest of the day is really SEC coaches teleconference, and I'll be watching more Oklahoma. I'll be watching a little Purdue so we can get ready for a good conversation. Oh, Mason and I are going to be talking to an Oklahoma writer today. Ryan Chapman is going to be joining us tonight, and we'll be playing that on tomorrow's episode to kind of get you ready for the Sooners. He's going to be Ryan Chapman of Oklahoma Sooners on SI, and he is 6 to 10 a.m. Out there on Oklahoma radio. So he will join us tonight. We'll play it on tomorrow's episode. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. We're going to have a lot of fun the rest of the week. Brax, why don't you leave us with your thoughts, your predictions, maybe how you're feeling about Saturday, 2:30 against Oklahoma, last SEC home game of the year. We've really enjoyed your expertise, and we can't wait to do it again next week. How you feeling about the game this weekend?
Man, I feel great. I feel good about it. Obviously it's a dangerous football team, and you don't want to come in there lackadaisical and drop a game this late in the year. They're dangerous. They're a very talented team. Brent Mills is a great coach. So if I had my score prediction and what I think that Alabama won. I think we established the run game early. I think we established the run game in the first half. That it causes Oklahoma to come down, load the box, and then you see Ty Simpson play. You get to see him play and have a lot of fun. And I'm going to say I think Bama wins by 2 scores.
Woo! Love it.
They win by 2 scores. I think it's a 28-10 game, 28-14 game in that area. Don't think there's going to be a lot of field goals. I hope we don't have to kick a lot of field goals. But no, I've enjoyed this, man. This is awesome. Can't wait for next week. Yeah, I enjoyed you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. We enjoyed you as well. What do you have on deck for yourself, Purple Turtle Roofing, maybe today or the rest of the week? You got another big job ahead of you? Are you going back to Enterprise to make sure
So I'll have to go back to Enterprise sometime next week to do an adjusters meeting. Rest of the week, I have some jobs lined up here. Got a couple installs next week, and got a couple roofs to hop on today. So busy day, blessed day. looking forward to it.
Call Brax Garrison and Purple Total Roofing at 877-787-6635. He'll come out, make sure that your roof is in good shape for the winter weather season and for the spring season that's ahead of us that we all know is not so fun in Alabama. So anywhere in Alabama, I know you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, on the Bama Central YouTube channel. Call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. It's going to do it for our show today. Oh, we will have Nate Oates on the Bama Central YouTube channel as well. Press conference at noon. Hunter DeCipher is going to go over there for Bama Central. I'll be on the coach's call for the football side of things. And we'll have a lot of coverage right there on Bama Central's YouTube channel. Mason's going to keep you up to date on BamaCentral.com. Alabama Crimson Tide on SI when these two young men sign their papers for Nate Oates. And, well, maybe we'll get a surprise Caleb Holt signing.
That'd be something.
That would be something. I mean, Coach Oates, anything you need to do. This is a LeBaron fight. This is a JD Davison, but better type. You know.
Oh yeah, much more polished than JD Davison was.
I just mean in terms of in-state prospects. You can't let the in-state prospects leave, right?
I'm with you.
You had DeMarcus Cousins went to Kentucky 10 years ago, 12 years ago. This is that type player.
Yeah.
This is you get JD, you keep him in town. You lucked into LeBaron, really. LeBaron probably was not going to come to Alabama, then ends up here. You just got to keep the in-state guys in the state. And Caleb Holt is that next type guy. Nasty player. Absolutely. Have you watched any Caleb Holt?
I have not.
All right, that's your homework. Over the next week, just put in Caleb Holt into YouTube and cross your fingers that he's coming to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Very electrifying player.
All right, we'll get out of here. Brax has got to go jump on some roofs, and we've got to go to some SEC coaches teleconference. We've had a lot of fun with you guys today. Check us out on the Bama Central YouTube channel. Tell a friend about the show, and we'll talk to you tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.